I'm joined by Pilar, an actor and writer whose creative journey reflects dedication, authenticity, and heart. Pilar, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me today. This is wonderful. Thank you.
So before we dive in, could you start by sharing just a little bit about yourself and the work you do?
I guess I've been in entertainment since I was a little kid. My dad used to shoot PSAs for PBS. When I was like 5, we'd do all the PSAs for things like that. So I think it was always my calling. And then, you know, you just grow into it and you say to yourself, how do I expand and how do I become that person?
Yeah.
But through working with really great mentors, practicing my craft, and, you know, finding the right people, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think finding a team, finding your soul family, it was the process of that. And through doing that, I now work also as an agent in Beverly Hills. So I get to mentor other actors as well.
So cool.
And help them out with
Yeah.
what they're doing or what they're going through. And I like to be the person to champion others and say, hey, you can get through this. You can do anything. If I can do it, you can do it. And if you win, I win. That's my whole thing.
I love it. Love it. So many people only see the finished work, but not the process behind it. Can you share a little bit of what that process is like for you, and from the first idea of the role to seeing it all come together? I'm sure you see a lot of that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I can describe it from 2 different perspectives. One, like when I'm writing stuff, for me, I'm a visual person. So, like, I think I always watched film as a kid, right? I always watched films and I could always see things in my mind, and that's how I do it. If I start writing, it's because I see the whole story from beginning to end.
Yes.
And then, as my mentor used to put it, because he was a writer, may he rest in peace, very nice guy.
Yeah.
He was like, I got to hear them talking. So it's like I hear the characters talking and interacting with each other. So all I have to do is write down what they say.
Wow.
I don't have to interfere. I just let the picture.
Yeah,
it's already in.
That's your intuition.
Yeah. It's always been my process too. And also,
So cool.
if I can't hear them talking, if I can't hear what's going on, then I don't write anything, because if I interfere with that, then it's not true to whoever the character is. Acting's kind of the opposite. It's really letting go. Like I've trained a lot. I've trained a lot so that I can be open to feelings, because I think that that's what art is really. It's all the feelings coming out. And I think a lot of people feel pent up and they feel like they can't express themselves. So my job is to show people they can.
Yes.
And then once you get that door open, then what you can say to yourself is like, your role, let them have all the things. So like, they're the glass, just pour your feelings into it and let them do it. You know what I mean? Because like, who knows what she feels or how it will come out. She might like laugh and cry at the same time. You can't control that.
That's true.
So it sounds really complicated or sounds really esoteric, but it's really getting out of the way so your role can express themselves. How I do it.
That is so wonderful. And when I think about it, it's almost like unlearn what we do, and through that unlearning process, we could fully express ourselves in different roles that we're acting. And I think that is really tying to that true authenticity of who we are, and just let that role take over and flow with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it requires a lot of freedom, and you got to give yourself that. And to me, that's across the board, all art forms, just life in general, freedom is the most important.
And what do you love most about being on set? Is there a part of the experiences that always excites or inspire you?
I mean, the whole process is really fun. What I can liken it to, and I think you'll appreciate this, it's like, you know, when you go to see the symphony, and in the beginning, everyone's sitting there, everyone's bustling around, everyone's trying to get their seat. All the musicians are tuning up, and you hear the cacophony of all the things going on. And then maestro comes.
Yes.
They hold their baton up, and then it's off to the races. Like, that's what it feels like to me all the time. So it's like all the preparation, all the buzz, all the excitement, all the group participation and creativity is like all it's like electric to me. And then once we start, it's like the symphony just takes off. It's like, it's amazing, you know? Amazing. And then once it's over, you're like, whoa, we just went on a huge journey and we took everybody with us. And that's kind of like, that's the end result, is taking everyone with you, right? Like, you're just like, we did this whole thing, but it's really about doing it together.
It's like everyone bringing a different energy, bringing a different inspiration, and all come together.
Yes.
And how beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Your energy and vibes is just, it's so cool. Like, not just you, but like you're so present. Like you're showing up. I know that's you. Like your aura. Thank you. I'm enjoying every little minute right now.
You're creating an opportunity for us to be in this moment, to have this moment together, and that's like you created it too. So like we co-create.
Thank you. Yep.
That cool stuff that's happening.
And what we really want to do is that we see what we want to do a small way that hopefully inspire people, right? And just really connect.
Yeah.
Every role or project brings something new. And what kind of stories and characters tend to inspire you?
I think as an artist, and anything can be your art, right? If you teach kids, that's art. If you are a scientist, that is art. If you're an astronaut, that's art. Like whatever your art is. So, it's like kind of the catch-all for whatever you're passionate about. For me, I think as an artist, I feel capable that I can do anything. Right? Like that's an interesting capability because it's limitless. I really like fantasy. I think that that's interesting because you can be anyone and be a part of it. And I think that that's the beauty of storytelling, right? Like you can be anyone. It doesn't have to be a specific person. Like we can be aliens from outer space and people can relate. Like it doesn't have to be literal for people to get it. Like E.T.
Yes.
That actual story was really about Elliot's parents getting a divorce. But because they made it about him discovering an alien and going on his own personal emotional journey with that, you are more attached to him as a person and going through what he was going through. That's why they shot it at kid level.
Yes.
Because if you really pay attention to that film, everything's about kid height. So you're seeing what they're seeing.
Right, seen from their perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So to me, it's like sci-fi to me usually does a lot of things that like literal stories don't do, because it gives you an opportunity to open your imagination to something else. But it's a chance to escape, right? Like that's what theater is about. That's what film is about. It's about getting outside yourself and also being with a lot of people experiencing the same thing at the same time. That's the magical part. So, if it's a horror film, we all jump up, we're like, ah! We're all having an experience, a group experience. So it's really magical.
And when I think about it, it's like, get outside of your comfort zone. Think outside the box, right?
Yes.
But I think that the really important point that you touch upon is that deep humanity, emotion, journeys, reflections, all of that, or even spiritualities, those are the essence of what stories are all intertwined together. Whether it's being showed as a human in as a real life or through fiction. But I think what we wanted to express is what's underneath the surface and what we're trying to express, right? And I think that is what touches us. And I think, when I think about movies or books and stories, the detail of the story, it's obviously it's important. But a lot of times when we finish watching something, it's the walk away, the feelings that it gives you. That's what stays with you.
Yes.
Right? That's how we feel emotionally connected to.
Exactly. And you can also share that. You're not intentionally, but you are. If you're in a theater setting, you are sharing this with 100 other people. Like you're all going through the same thing or a variation of these things together. And that's what connects you. That's what keeps connecting you. That's what keeps bringing you back to whatever it is.
So in your experience, what qualities make someone truly great to work with?
That is a very good question. That's a very good question. I think across the board, and this just applies to everything, receptivity.
Oh, yes.
Receptivity. Yes. Being able to listen, which is a skill I've only developed really recently. My mom would be very grateful. Because I think everybody wants to get their ideas out, especially in a creative space, but just in general, because like people want to utilize their expertise or help people and what have you. But I've discovered, like, even though it hasn't been my strong suit my whole life, that listening has become part of the tapestry of the things and receiving things and hearing people all the way and clarifying. You know what I mean? I think that's important. I also think that sometimes letting concepts wash over you, like you don't have to jump on everything right away. I'm a person who also likes to get things done and be on time and do all these things. But I think in a creative process, in a collective process, you can kind of sit back for a second and embrace whatever that is and let it come to you. And I think that that's helpful for everyone. And then just passion. I say it 1,000,000 times a day. Passion is the thing that gets us into a space that is so valuable and so exciting and so happy. So if it's not a heck yeah,
I'm feeling your passion.
Yeah.
Know that you're so wise. You touched one of really key element of a communication skill. And when we talk about communication skill, the first thing is communicate. But actually, listening is oftentimes being overlooked at. Attentive listening, give other people a chance. And I think what you mentioned, it's absolutely important and true, is that when you give the time and space to listen to others, to contribute their ideas, and it gives you a good time to pause and think about what they have to say, and really collaborate their ideas on top of what you have. And the fact that you're actually very aware and conscious of that, and learning to grow even better in that area is showing that you're becoming, or you're already a very effective communicator.
You got to work on it. I think it's important to work on stuff. Like as a reformed perfectionist, because I realized that doesn't really, like, any extreme isn't really where I want to live. But I think realizing that imperfection is really where it is, and that's where the beauty. The principle of wabi sabi. It's like it's beautifully imperfect.
Yes.
I love that, and embracing that I want to be better every day. And sometimes it's not even the doing, right? It's the receiving, it's the listening, it's the opposite of doing, and you're still active.
Yes.
But it's in a state of reception. Yes. And I think that's I've grown to that. I'm still working on it, but I've definitely grown to that place because it really helps me in other areas of my life, not just my creative field or my acting field, but like with people.
I 100% agree. And I think that being receptive and open-minded, it really helps us to see life in a more positive and beautiful way, right? And they often say, we want to feel whole, and we are whole. And being wholeness is not being perfect. It's embracing and accepting imperfection is part of life.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
That's where the beauty is.
Yes. And as you look ahead, what kind of impact do you hope your work and your voice will have, both on screen and beyond?
This one with the great questions. This is beautiful. I think a lot of it for me is the sharing part. We've been doing stories since cave drawings, right? This is like storytelling is what we do as humans, because that's how we connect, that's how we create culture, that's how we create community, that sort of thing. And that to me is very, very important. I hope that I get to inspire a lot of people that weren't inspired before. I also want to open doors for women of color, queer people in general, because everyone's even though we all have a similar story, it's interesting to have a different perspective. It's interesting to jump in someone else's shoes and see how they feel. And by sharing those things, open people up to being an even better community. And not just, one-to-one, which is really important, because one-to-one creates all these other beautiful things, but worldwide. I want to inspire people all over the world to reach out and talk to their neighbor, or hug someone they haven't talked to in a long time, that sort of thing. So it's about connection.
Yes.
And I want to be able to use what I do as a platform to spread it everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And positive vibes, they are infectious, right? So it's contagious.
Yeah.
When you see someone smile, it's a human nature. You smile back.
Yes.
Right. And I think this is exactly what I'm doing, and thank you for being part of it, is that really hoping that we could spread those beautiful voices and journeys and stories out to everywhere in the world, and become a small contributor, as a big end goal for me is continue to connect and inspire each other, and really find our own way of self-discovery.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Oh, I love it.
Thank you, Pilar. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and insights with us today. And it's always so inspiring to hear from someone who approaches their craft with both creativity and purpose. And I know our listener will take away so much from you and what you've shared today. Bye.